Ja, willkommen zurück, Freunde der analogen Unterhaltung. Wir haben jetzt hier Philipp mit Adrenaline von der Czech Games Edition. Das Ganze gibt es natürlich wieder auf Englisch, also bei Fragen einfach direkt in den Chat schreiben. So, Philip, welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing this here. Adrenaline, what's it about?
Adrenaline is the board game version of a first-person shooter game, a video game. Yeah. And it doesn't really have a theme. The genre of the first-person shooter is the theme.
Okay.
So it's kind of games like Quake, Unreal Tournament, and Doom. Yeah. And do you want to say how it's played?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. So let's. It looks like I'm blue.
Yeah. Oh, this is the wrong way.
Okay.
Okay. So the game plays. It's a really simple concept, and it's gonna sound stupid, but you run around the room and shoot each other with guns.
Yeah, that's the concept of first-person shooters.
Yeah. So you go around, you pick up ammo and power-ups and weapons,
okay,
and you damage the other player with your own. So you're the blue one. Okay. So, for example, you're the blue one. If you shoot me, you will deal damage to me. And why the game is called Adrenaline is because the more damage you deal to me, the more powerful I get. My adrenaline rises and I get faster.
That's great.
So it's kind of good to shoot you.
Yeah,
you want to be shot, yeah.
But only to a certain extent.
Only to a certain extent until you die. So you have your adrenaline actions become better versions of your regular actions. So, for example, you would shoot me for like 3 damage, and other player would shoot me for, let's say, 2. And when I die, when I get to this point, then the scoring happens. So, for example, you would count who has the most damage, which player. He would get 8 points. He would get the most points. The player with the second most damage would get second most points. And the player with the third damage, and so on. There's also extra scoring for first blood.
Okay.
The tiebreaker is also who is closest, who shot first. And there's also like area majority for the last kill. So the kill shot would go here, and this skull would go here. So next time you would be worth less points. So you're not that much of a target anymore. So it's kind of
nice
everything balances out. So there's also, if you do overkill, the player dies when the kill happens, but with overkill, this also goes here and increases your chances of getting most points at the end of the game for number of kills.
Yeah. Let's maybe have a close-up on the board, and we can't really get that close up there. I'll try to zoom a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So here we see the kill and overkill counters.
Yeah, and when all of the skulls, when 5 deaths, that's for the first game. Usually it's, the full game is with 8 skulls. And when the 8 or 5 kills happens, the game is over.
Okay.
And one more round called the Final Frenzy occurs, and which is the players flip this and they get stronger actions. And that's the last round, and the game is over, and then you count the points. You calculate the points for the victory, what's left over, and who has the most points wins.
Great. Let's have a look at these actions, maybe in the first.
Okay. So in the game, on your turn you can do two actions. There are 3 types of actions. There's movement. You can move 3 spaces, up to 3 spaces.
Okay.
You can move 1 space and pick something up. That can be ammo, which is kind of used as a resource. So when you pick up this, you would gain this ammo. Your ammo is limited. You have 3 of each color, and everything in this game has a limit of 3.
Okay.
And you can have 3 weapons, 3 power-ups, 3 ammo, 3. So you would remove this, and at the end of the turn you would put a new one. The same thing, if you go here, pick up a weapon, you can only, on this spot, you can choose one of these 3 weapons. So for example, I would take this one. Okay, and I would have to pay, when I pick up, I pay without the first cost. So the weapon is preloaded.
Okay.
And I would have to pay this in order to pick it up. When I pick it up in my hand, that means that the weapon is loaded and I can shoot it.
Okay.
So when I shoot a weapon, that's the next action. When I shoot a weapon, I first, depending on the weapon, for example, the line of sight, how that works. So I can see all the players that are in my room. I can shoot all the players that are in my room, And if I'm next to a door, I can shoot all the players also in that room. So, for example, if I'm the yellow player, I would be able to shoot this whole room, and this whole room.
Okay.
So this is like a good position. But he cannot shoot me because he's not next to this door.
Yeah, he's.
So you kind of have
door.
cover. Yeah, he's kind of. Yeah, you're hiding behind this.
Okay.
And you peek out to shoot. Yeah. That's a logic behind that. And we have 21 different weapons. They're all different. And
so let's take one as an example,
yeah, sure.
maybe.
Let's do
this one.
No,
or another one.
Let's do a more interesting one. So, for example, we also have melee weapons. This is the Cyberblade. So the Cyberblade does 2 damage in close range. That means on the same space.
Okay.
To the first target. But then you can optionally move 1 extra space. So, for example, here, and then pay the extra cost to do a bonus 2 damage to a new target.
Okay.
Yeah. So you kind of combine all of different things.
And then there are other weapons. I'll just show some of them into the camera to give you an idea of what they look like, and all of them have unique abilities.
Yeah, each one is completely unique. For example, this weapon shoots people you cannot see. So it's a heat-seeking missile. So if the player is on the other side of the board, you can shoot him.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Also in the game, there are power-ups that you can pick up by using the pickup action. You have the targeting scope that gives you extra damage. You have the teleporter that can move you anywhere and position yourself better. You have the tag bag grenade. When somebody shoots you, you can mark him and deal that mark damage later on when you deal damage to him. And there's the Newton. The Newton moves players around so you can position them better for certain weapons.
Okay.
Group them together to deal area damage and stuff like that.
The game seems to be almost language independent.
Yeah, only the names of the weapons are...
Do you have a German rulebook in there?
No, it's only in English.
Okay.
For now, but there will be a German version.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what will it cost? Or what does it cost?
Here in Essen, I think it costs €50.
Okay.
And yeah, as far as I know, that's it.
And where can we find you here in Essen?
I am at the CG booth. I don't know the number, but we're in hall 1.
Okay, great.
You can't miss us. We have a giant robot.
Can we flip this board or build different arenas? So how many combinations are there?
There are 4 combinations. The combination also, you can play with all players, all combinations, but we suggest the smallest one for 3 players and the bigger ones for 5 players.
Okay, so they are basically for different player counts, but you can play around with them.
So for example, it's like this, and if we flip this side, this side is more interesting. You would have the big room.
Oh, yeah, that's a really big room here.
Yeah.
Okay, then thank you for coming by and showing us this game. Und euch auch vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen bisher. Es geht gleich natürlich weiter mit dem nächsten Spiel nach einer kurzen Umbaupause. Bis dann.